It's an interesting question. Ruslan, how do you think the church could better address mental health? Okay, you guys aren't going to like my answer to this at all. I think the church, take a sip of my bubbly. Okay, how do I think the church can better address mental health? Okay, I think the issue with the church is that depending on what denomination you come from, they either don't address it at all, or they over spiritualize it. And there's people that I know, there's people that I've talked to recently that think any type of mental health issue is really a spiritual issue. And they're like, yo, it's a spiritual issue. You need to not be bipolar because you have a demon, right? Like just wild stuff, like crazy loony bin theological stuff that I just do not rock with, right? And there's people that literally don't believe that mental health is like a thing. Like they just think it's all hyper spiritual. So I think the issue is the church, by and large, isn't addressing it at all, or they're going hyper spiritual with it, or some degree of just spiritualizing the issue, or they're going hyper natural with it, right? And so my issue with a lot of the mental health stuff is that before you go to either extreme and say somebody needs to be medicated and on pills, or somebody has a demon and needs it exorcised, you know what I'm saying? Two, I think, in my opinion, very extreme, is we don't do the common sense approaches of maintaining our body. Okay, we are the most sedentary we've ever been, right? We sit a lot. We sit down a lot. We don't move as much. We don't go outside as much. We're always on our phones, and we're always comparing ourselves to other people. That's a perfect recipe for just horrible mental health. You're sitting down, so you're not moving. Remember when you were a kid and you used to run around and go outside? Remember how good you felt, right? You just say you're sitting on your phone or you're sitting in class. Then you get this weird vieweristic inside look into everybody else's life that's perfectly curated for Instagram and whatever social media you're on. So then you're thinking that like that's their real life. No, that's just their highlight reel for you. They're curating, they don't really care about you, they just want to flex and they want clout. So then you're comparing your life to someone's perfect life, and then you aren't taking care of yourself. You're eating crappy food, you're not sleeping, you're not drinking enough water. So if you're depressed or anxious, my opinion, I'm not a mental health expert, that might be your body's way of being like, hey homie, something ain't right, you need to fix it. I need you to move around. I need you to go outside. I need you to get some sunlight. I need you to go play. I need you to eat some freaking chicken and green vegetables. I need you to drink some water. I think a lot of our mental health issues can be really attributed to a lack of stewardship and a lack of taking care of our bodies. And then we wonder why depression is up, anxiety is up, suicide is up. Well, we're not really taking care of ourselves if we're honest about it. Now, I'm not saying you need to walk around here with a six-pack and, you know, be the most shredded guy on the planet. That's just what I want to be. You don't got to do that. I just want to do that, right? And why do I want to do that? I want to do that because I want to look the part so that when I open my mouth and I speak about something like this, you guys say, oh yeah, Ruslan knows what he's talking about. Look, he's shredded and he's in shape, right? That's really the only reason. It's like I want to have some authority to when I speak. Now, if we took care of ourselves, if we went to bed at a reasonable hour, if we went to bed around 10, got up around 6, right? Went to bed, woke up with the sunrise. That's really what should happen. It's called a circadian rhythm. Your body has a rhythm. Cortisol is released in your body right as the sun is rising. It's just in tune with the earth that way. I don't know why. God made us that way. You know, and if you actually pay attention to your own sleep habits, I guarantee you most of us are probably naturally waking up at around 5 or 5:30 and just rolling back over and going to sleep, right? But that's your body, your cortisol is being released. So if you get up with that cortisol is a stress hormone that says it's time to get up, it's time to do something. You know, and that's how we used to live, right? We used to rise with the sun. So I think 1, sleep. 2, cut out the processed food. If you're eating everything out of a box and through a drive-through, man, that's doing some hard hard damage to your body. It's putting you in a chemically imbalanced state. If you're addicted to sugar, it's putting you in a chemically, hormonally imbalanced state. The lack of discipline of making your own food is shooting dopamine levels. I just talked about it on my Instagram. Pleasure without work is terrible and dangerous for you. So if you're always just consuming quick foods, you're never having to prepare your own food, you're never having to sit down and speak over a meal. A lot of good things happen when you just sit down and talk, or you sit down by yourself, you eat by yourself, you read, you pray, right? Good things happen when you slow down and you sit and you eat. So the food that we're consuming, and then just not being active. We're not going outside. We're not playing. We're not running. We're not working out, right? We used to work out and play and have fun as kids, and we don't do any of that stuff now. And so that would be my solution. As I wish the church was addressing that stuff. It's not. Unfortunately, it's not. It's not addressing the issue beneath the issue, which is it's not just a spiritual issue, though mental health can be a spiritual issue. It's not just a mental issue. It's all the above. It's a physical, mental, social, societal issue that we need to address why we feel this way. And it's usually because we're not taking care of ourselves, and then we are comparing ourselves, and we're not really doing anything to be confident in, right? So if your life is, I just kind of coast and hang out, and you're not actually attaining anything, you're not developing a skill, you're not accomplishing anything, you're going to feel like crap. And you probably should. I hate to say it. You probably should feel terrible because your body's saying, hey, fool, go do something. Go add something to the universe. My niece is looking at me like I'm crazy. But it's the real deal. If you don't feel good, there's probably a reason for it. So go do something. Go create something. Go get in shape, right? The whole fitness thing is just a metaphor, guys. It's just if you can get in shape, you will build the confidence and understand the disciplines that it takes to succeed in other areas, right? Whether that's finishing college or learning how to play piano or whatever. You don't feel good about yourself because you ain't done nothing. You haven't accomplished squat. So you're wondering why you feel you got low self-esteem. You got low self-esteem because you have nothing to be esteemed for. You haven't done anything. So go do something. Go do something great. Go take some fly photos. Go outside. Go on a walk. Go hang out with somebody. Go bless somebody. Go serve somebody. Go feed the homeless. Go do something. You tell me you don't feel good after feeding the homeless? You don't feel good after feeding? What's wrong with you? Do something, and I promise you you'll feel better. Accomplish something and build that self-confidence in yourself.